very conscience for a buck. Well, we may all be sinners and fall headlong into sin for free. Nobody has to pay us. We don't have to pay for it. But we're sure as hell not going to compromise our soul. But yet we live in a world where we're forced to be ruled by those kind of people that have. And thinking somehow it all makes sense. It's because they're better, they're smarter, they were just more aggressive, more assertive, whatever it is. Um, they were more shrewd. That's why they rule over you. No, we can't all be landlords, but it was the first ones on the bandwagon. Sorry, we made the bandwagon, but you did, nanny, nanny, boo, boo. Or we just don't care. We're indifferent. We divorce ourselves from your problems. We're in a lot of trouble. We've allowed ourselves to be pulled down this demonic rabbit hole toward hell a long way, my friends. And God help us to wake up. It's going to be traumatic. We need change. I don't think it's going to be violent. I don't think we're going to have a bloody revolution. Thank God for that one thing. But we've got to get really squeaky and let them know the wheels are falling off the bandwagon. Okay, we're not going to take it anymore. We're on to you people. We know how you operate. You're still the same old slaver class using a different method, MO, to enslave the people and keep us down, keep us from ever having financial security, financial freedom. That's your aim. You've got to take advantage of us. You've got to have an advantage over us. And that's the only way you can keep getting away with stealing. It's theft. That's what slavery is. That's why it's so reprehensible, so utterly objectionable, unconscionable. You're literally stealing people's time, their labor. That's their life. That's it. You're stealing their life. And if we tolerate it, we're allowing them to steal our lives. Live free or die, my friends. It makes a lot of sense. Can't be cowards or else we end up with them. You can't go along with these people. You've got to just say no sometimes. No matter what it costs, you've got to tell them no. You know, in economics, it's very important to understand that little things make a big difference because of the cause and effect, the ripple effect, the chain reaction effect. And, it just one thing leads to another. Okay, there's consequences for every little thing. So, for example, if one aspect of our cost of living goes up so much, even a little bit, it's going to drive, we're going to say, well, just to stay even, Steven, then you need to get more. And then you understand it gets passed on. They keep passing the buck. And if the people at the bottom rung are being the ones that, they get caught holding the bag, so to speak, with the currency debasement harming them, well, other people say, well, I stay well heeled and I stay ahead of the game because I say I demand more. I don't get into a job, an occupation, a career that's not going to give me that advantage. A good union or some other thing, right? Some little niche, right? You know that, right? You get that. Okay, but why, when all these job people do, the minimum wage, we're unskilled, they say, or low skilled, lowly educated. So this gives the justification. You understand how sick and twisted and evil that alone is, just to even semi-consciously embrace that idea that it's okay. I mean, it's ungodly. You've got to say, no, it's not all right. You can't do this thing. These are my brothers and sisters. I love these people. They're equals. I've got to defend them as God's friend, as his servant. I've got to speak out in their behalf. Because, it's just wrong, friends, and we can't be happy collectively or individually. You can't just go about your day and feel lucky and blessed and fortunate and just, whatever, toot your own horn and say, I'm self-made and all this. You can't. You can imagine you're happy, and the imagination is powerful, so people get a very diluted, you understand, it's like Lucifer, the angel of light. You see, this is the thing. The lure of the world is intoxicating, and it's very difficult for people to resist. They love the things of this world so much. Okay, they're enticing, and they grab people. They grab their very soul, and a lot of them are unwitting. They don't know it. It's inadvertently happening. They're evil, and they're unaware of it. They're oblivious to it. And I'm telling you, friends, we've got to give a damn about our fellow human being. If we don't, how do we expect on the day of reckoning we give account for our lives, our belief systems, our values, for that indifference? Why should we expect God to care about where we go? Why should He expect that you get to stay in as good a place where you have this advantage, okay, when you didn't care about others? You understand? I mean, we got to be found worthy and deserving of going to a better world to get it. And we have a little window of opportunity to decide that, who we're going to be, who we want to be, insist on being deep down in the marrow of our heart and soul, our spirit and our mind, our body, okay, and who we think we want to be superficially, topically, okay, just temporarily, on a temporal, ephemeral basis, because we know we might be dead today. So it seems so stupid to put all your eggs in one basket and say, I choose the way of the world and the values of the world. Okay, no, we must give a damn about each other. If we don't, who are we to expect God to give a damn about where we go from here? Okay, we didn't even know ourselves. We had no substance. We had wrong values. If they weren't the same as His, which is each other, you, me, we are it. We are priceless treasures, precious, not just warm bodies like the world will tell you. Well, you're just a minimum wage worker. We'll dehumanize you. You're homeless. You're defective. We'll dehumanize you. Pick and choose who we dehumanize and who we exalt. And it's sick. It's devilish. It is. It's quite literally, it is satanic. That's the world system. The pagan, secular world system today is still being run by these people until the return of Christ, metaphor or literal. Doesn't matter. It's going to have the same effect, but it's got to wash through. Okay, and those that resist the will of God being established on earth, it ain't going to play out well for you. You know where you're going to have to go. Stuck together down there, all you bullies stuck together, you money-loving bullies. Have fun with that. I don't want to be there for anything. There's nothing in this world, and I feel sorry for you. I'm reaching out to you. I'm trying to love my enemy right now. If I'm talking to my enemy, I'm saying, jump ship, use worldly wealth to win friends. Give it away, man. It's a hot potato. Give that crap away now. Yeah, I'm going to get on to some recent current events and other talking points quickly here. Last week I was talking about this women's march against, mandating whatever they keep abortion legal march, right? Which is fine. They really believe this stuff, and that's good for them. I understand. I support these women. I'm not a woman, so I can't not support them. And I've got daughters, so women are very powerful. They've got to know it. They could extinct the species. That's their will if they want to. I know that, so I'm putting my place on that issue. But I would just want to point out that these women ought to march against financial oppression of women, really. Because the city of Reading in Shasta County, up here just about 60 miles north, they did a study and found out that they had a lot of rapes, and it's a very depressed economy up there. And they made a correlation. They said definitely there's a correlation here between poverty and rapes. So less poverty, less rapes. That's their study. There's a lot of talk about labor shortages. Why no labor shortage when it comes to the politicians? That's where I'd really like to see a shortage of workers, Things we've been trained to believe are negative or bad, like constructive criticism. How is that bad if, your motive is in the right place? I mean, it's good. People need to talk things over with friends. That's what friends do. And religion, Christ retorted because they were using religion to label Christ, pigeonhole him. But, religion isn't necessarily a bad thing. Okay, having believing in God is logical. Doesn't necessarily make you religious. All right, friends, I'm on to a thought or two from this last week or two. If you are like me and you love life, you love existing, and you love experiencing life as a very, very special creature that is a human being, wouldn't it stand to reason to seek eternal life in an ever increasingly better reality? A rhetorical question, of course. We want that. And indeed, it is very, very good news when we discover from Christ that this is what our Creator wants for us as well. Friends, I'm going to leave it there. And listen, best to everybody. Have a great day. Have a great life. Have a great eternity. And remember to try to behold right values, the same as your Father. You got the Spirit of truth. God's not distant. He's right there with you. And remember, the best antidote to narcissism, arrogance, self-righteousness, all that crap is humility. And try to be a nice human being, nicer and nicer and nicer. And enjoy your life as best to your ability. And let's move together to be a happier and happier species and get along with each other in peace and harmony, safety, security, freedom and prosperity. All those things we all want. Let's